Every day across our cities and communities, thousands of young girls should be in classroom learning, playing and preparing for the future. Instead, many are on busy roads selling goods, working long hours or living in a situation that exposes them to exploitation and abuse. For some, child hawking is seen as survival. For others, it becomes the first step in child labor, trafficking, sexual exploitation, or lifetime of lost opportunities. Hello and welcome to Women's World on Global Television, where we have bold, honest, and solution driven conversation about the realities shaping women, families, leadership, and society. I am Kike Lomo Okeri, and joining me is my wonderful co host, Anita Patrick.
Thank you so much, Kike. It's good to be here as always.
It's good to see you. How are you?
I'm good. Amazing as we always do on the program Women's World, where we explore a lot of issues around women
right?
And how the girl child can be molded properly and the society can become a better place.
Exactly.
Lucky we're here today, but Priscilla sends her love. She was supposed to be here earlier, but she's caught up under the weather, and just send her love.
Absolutely.
All right, Kike. Every time we stop to buy sachet water, fruits or snacks from a little girl on the roadside, we may only see a child trying to earn money, but behind that smile could be poverty, neglect, abuse, or even trafficking. Today's conversation asks an important question: how do we protect our girls before they become victims, Kike?
Absolutely, Anita, because protecting the girl child isn't just responsibility of the parents. Government, schools, religious institutions, as well as communities, and every one of us have a role to play. When we fail to protect one girl, we put many others at risk. Stay with us. After the break, we will be joined by a passionate advocate whose work has focused on women, children, community development, and humanitarian service. Don't go away, stay with us. For too long, women were told to stay quiet, to endure in silence, to face challenges alone. But silence never defined us.
Women are actually one of the best peace builders you can come across, because they will build peace in the home front, they will build with their children, they will build in the community, they will build at their meetings and in their churches.
Across Nigeria and beyond, women are breaking barriers, from entrepreneurs building thriving businesses to mothers transforming communities to everyday women.
Women's World celebrates all sides of womanhood. We share untold stories of women from pain to victory.
This is more than a show, it is a platform for women to be seen, heard, and to be empowered.
Every story matters, every voice counts, because women are empowered to change families, communities, and the nation.
Join us as we showcase women's untold stories.
From pain to victory.
This is Women's World on Global Television.
Your story, your health, your power. Welcome back to Women's World. Today's discussion is saving our future, ending child hawking and girl child trafficking. Joining us is Ambassador Rosalind Dixon. She is the president of Women Mercy Foundation, a philanthropist, lecturer on women hygiene and home management, former staff of FCT administration, and director of communication and interrelations with National Peace Movement of Nigeria. Through years of advocacy and humanitarian services, she has dedicated herself to empowering women, protecting vulnerable children, and promoting stronger families and communities. Ambassador Rosalind, welcome to Women's World.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you,
Good to have you.
Good to have you too. Thank you very much.
Interesting, Ambassador. You have a whole lot of background that's said so much of what you do.
Exactly.
Let's start this conversation because, like we said, it's around the girl child. Before we discuss solutions, help us understand the reality. When you see a young girl selling on the streets, instead of sitting in the classroom, what goes through your mind as someone who understands the plight of the girl child?
Yes. When you see a girl like that, you know that seeing the girl alone, you know that poverty is written all over the girl. And it speaks about the family, the community, and where they are. And so, most time we speak with them. Why are you on the street? They will tell you they don't have food. There's no money to go to school. When you ask them, why are you not in school? And it's a whole lot. So it breaks our mind, our heart. We try to see what we can do so that they can get back to the class and be educated. Because when you train up a girl child, they have a future and you empower them.
You know, most average people see children walking on the street as normal because that's how families survive. At what point does child hawking stop being economic survivor and become a child abuse?
At the point of when it becomes a regular thing. They go out always, whether they have the food now in the house or not. They feel they should go out there. It becomes alarming.
Okay, so some parents generally believe that teaching their children how to hawk on the streets is a way of also training their minds and also helping them also understand the struggles or the realities in which they're faced with. Where should parents draw this line? Because like you said, from your first impression, when you see a child hawking on the streets, you see poverty. But for the parents, they see it as a way of molding that child to face the storm of life. So where do you think parents who are also trying to survive on the average level can draw that line and know that there's a risk of putting my child out there?
The only way they can draw the line is putting their girl child in the school.
Okay.
The child should be in the school to learn, to know that she has a future and has a lot to offer the parents and the society at large.
Okay. All right, so there's a whole lot, because this is becoming heartbreaking, where on a daily, just like you said, poverty is a problem.
Yeah.
And we've seen stakeholders across all sectors trying to see how small businesses can be introduced at a level of your own organization.
Yeah.
How do you guide these parents to see that, yes, there's poverty, but the child's sanity and safety is very important?
Yes, we guide them by empowering them, giving them skills on how to go about some businesses, so that they'll be able to do little business, and then they'll be able to take care of their family and focus on the child to go to school and have their educations.
I wanted to talk to Ambassador about the issue on child trafficking, the girl child trafficking, because one thing leads to another, and this is a society where we cannot take out the ills of the society, because on a daily this comes to play. Even on the socials, recently there was this trendy story about a girl child who is a content creator and then wanted to get help. You know, she wanted to go because of course she wants to build herself.
Of course.
And then this time it was not being trafficked but being abused. So in the case of child trafficking, where poverty is really the issue we have as a problem, because some parents want to push their children to friends, families. That's the girl child now.
For a better life,
because like you said, put the child in school. But when there's no provision in terms of money to meet up with paying the fees all that, and then they want families to come through for them. But little them that those people are child traffickers, and it becomes a problem. Is your NGO looking into that aspect and also ensuring that the girl child is safe, because she also wants a future, because we're talking about saving the future of this girl child?
Yes, we are looking at that side, and then we work with even NAPTE to get some women that will lure these children into trafficking. Because they will promise them heaven and earth. How are you suffering? Your parents are suffering. Just come and go with us. You will make a lot of money. You know, we women will have soft hearts. We want to bring things for our parents. We want them to be happy. We are the one that want to carry every load and the rest, even though either you are the last born or you are the first born. So they will now lure them into trafficking. Little do they know that it's trafficking. They will not know until they get there. There's this case that I handled recently, not quite long. This girl, the neighbors, she has a friend as a neighbor, now told her that this mama said that there are places that they can go and work. Why don't we drop out of school? And they dropped out of school. Why don't we drop out of school and go and make money? When we make money, we'll come back again at school and then we'll start business. Our parents will be, but don't tell your parents. So, you know, sometimes they will tell them, don't tell your parents that, because the auntie said that we shouldn't tell anybody. So you shouldn't tell anyone. And then they went. Just all of a sudden, they disappeared from the house and went with that woman. And they were going to Liberia.
Liberia?
By road.
Wow.
And so, I don't know how they get there. And then we were looking for them. We started looking for the girl. Until that same girl now, she couldn't follow them because of one thing or the other. Then she now said that, God went with them. God went with them? Okay, we start finding out. All of a sudden, the girl, God now called her sister, because there are two, that she's in Liberia.
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden. How did you go? They say, the woman said we shouldn't tell anyone, but as we get here, they are now putting us to trafficking. They want men, all this, that, which I will not go into detail again. That, please, I want to come back, but they took all our passport, our documents, so there's no way we could come back if there's anything they could do. While we were preparing for that, I hope I'm not taking your time. While we were preparing for that, suddenly, God was on admission, far back at that place. What happened? She said she's sick, and they asked her not to say why she's sick, and that she will call her sister again later in the day because she cannot talk where she is now. The next thing we heard that the lady died, the girl died. That was the end of good. What am I trying to say? If your child must go out, must go and meet anybody, you must know where the whereabouts of your child. And especially we women, we should be able to be friends to our girl child. If you are friend to them, they will tell you everything. But if you don't talk with them, you will not hear anything from them.
You know, some girls who finish secondary school but cannot afford JAMB registration or WAEC, some begin to sell on the street, while some try to save money in the process. How can society intervene before desperation comes to play?
Okay, society can intervene by sending the child to school. Even community heads, chiefs, like our NGOs, who can decide to come to their aids, send the child to the school.
You know, many of these trafficking is involved with trusted neighbors, relatives. It could be your uncle, it could be your aunties, and stuff like that. What sign should we look out for
when we see such
cases? Because when we see such cases play out, because you not even know that the man is a trafficker. You might even trust the man to the extent that you can trust your child, especially your girl child, in the hand of either the woman or the man.
Who is a trafficker as well.
Who is a trafficker. So what sign should we look out for in such cases?
Mostly is your child, because you as a parent, that your uncle, that your auntie might not come out plainly to you. They work on the girl first before they will come out to the parents. Like there's one we noticed like that in the course of our going out. They brainwash the child, and then you will see the child withdrawing from the society, withdrawing from her friends, staying alone, wanting to do one thing. She's always thinking how it will go. Then when you ask her, she can tell you about one auntie that her auntie that said she would want to go with her, that she's coming to see you in the evening. So from there, like that, then it is you now as a parent to ask the auntie what she's into, what did she do, and you find out the background. If she's not telling you anything reasonable, you should know that something is wrong somewhere.
Okay, so I like the fact that you raised, because there are signs. Like you said, I know one thing comes out in a child, there's fear around a girl child, for instance, who has uncle she's usually free with. Just like you said, let's look at the warning signs from the child's behavior.
All of a sudden she's scared.
She becomes scared. And then society as well. They have, what signs should they pay attention, apart from the child being scared? What should they look out for? Because you said she stays back to herself. She doesn't speak up. And then there's a concern I have with trust. How will parents get to understand? Because some parents will be saying, don't say that. How can your uncle do that to you? You know, some parents quickly shut the children out because one, they're looking at stigma. You know, how do you want to create chaos between me and my sibling? You know, all of those things. Because like Kikeli mentioned, this could come within very trusted family members. Like in the case of the lady you mentioned, Gold went with an auntie, you know, because she trusted the auntie. And then you mentioned it's around friendship with children. But for parents who don't have such kind of relationship, how will it be easy for them to detect that something is wrong with this child and this particular adult who comes on a regular basis?
Once you see your daughter with an adult, it is demanded that you should ask questions. Okay. From the questions, you will know what is all about. Okay.
Okay. So that plays safe, because I know, you know, sometimes we trust because we feel, okay, my sibling cannot do anything to my own child. But we've seen scenarios where abuse coming, when you send a child to go stay with somebody, they abuse the child because there's this mindset, don't do it to my own child. You know, but because they tell you to do something, the child, forgetting that is also a child who is also supposed to be guided through the path of life. And then some people have that conscience, they just throw things and don't care how the thing turns out for that. But sometimes people witness suspicious situation, but choose not to report them. What responsibility should ordinary citizens begin to have when they see things? Because you as a parent might not see it, neighbors could see it, friends could see it, but they are scared to raise this issue with you. So what should be done in terms of reporting these cases, probably to NGOs like yours, or probably to security operatives as well?
There's this saying that they say, if you see something, say something. So if you see anybody that is suspicious like that, should be able to report to the community head, or NGO head, or your security operation, or you go to police station. You don't wait for anybody to advise you on doing that.
Okay, you have an NGO, right?
Yeah.
Beyond sympathy, what practical action are you taking to protect all these vulnerable girls?
Yes. We send them to school. Okay. We supervise them, we monitor them, we give them a talk on how a girl child should hold herself, how you have a future ahead of you, and we empower them, like those ones that they are dull, that they cannot do any skill. We'll be able to empower them to do a small skill something, and we'll put some people in a technical school that they'll be able to do something for themselves. So we use that to save their future.
Okay, this is for those who are vulnerable. First things first is a child is vulnerable because when they go out to hop because they want to survive. Exactly. Secondly, a child is taken out to trafficking because some adult wants to take advantage of the girl child. Let's look at the scenario of the girl child who's been trafficked. How do you bring them to trust again?
Yes, that's one. You have one-on-one talk with them. You keep educating them, keep talking with them, making them friends, so that they can loosen up and you integrate them into the society again.
Okay, well, there's a whole lot playing out for people. Sometimes people have a mindset to be good. I don't know if it's sometimes we really push things to the devil and say devil pushes. That's on a lighter note. But I think it's high time we start paying attention to the girl child. Yes, we've raised a lot of issues and a lot of awareness around the girl child, because one thing, like they say, train a girl child, you train the nation. You know, so that's why we always advocate for issues around the girl child, because it is something that goes beyond sympathy when it can be corrected at the point in time. So it's good. Kudos to you and to what you're doing.
And like she mentioned that especially for parents, you need to be friends. You need to be friends to your, because I noticed that girl child, they are close to their father than their mother. They believe the mother is stricter. So if the girl child is close to the mother, she will be able to detect some withdrawn. You understand? When she's trying to keep something away from you, she's being quiet.
You'll be able to tell very easily.
You'll be able to tell very easily. You'll be able to know, okay, this is not you. What is the problem? Let's talk. What is the matter? You understand? Like, for instance, there was a time I came back from work, and my second letter, the way she greeted me, she came to the gate to open the gate for me. Mommy, good evening. As in the sound from her voice. And then I said, what happened in school?
Yes.
That was the first question I asked her. What happened in school? I wouldn't be able to detect that if I am not close to her.
Sure.
Do you understand? So, women, we have a lot of work to do when it comes to our girl child. We shouldn't push it to she's daddy's girl.
This girl doesn't.
She's an intentional father. She and her father.
It's an intentional father to even notice the things you see.
Yes, it takes an intentional father. But the women have a lot of work to do, because I'm a woman and you are a woman. I should be able to tell what is the matter with you, what is wrong with you. So the women, we have a lot of work to do when it comes to our girl child. We shouldn't just leave it in the hand of neighbors, daddy's girls. You understand?
Exactly.
And it's good that we're paying attention to all of that. But well, this conversation is just getting started because it reminds us that every girl child selling on the street has a story. Some need protection. Some need simply need someone to notice them with all the challenges surrounding us, like Ike has mentioned, when you notice from their behavior.
Exactly. And we have learned that child trafficking doesn't begin at a point of abduction. It often begins with poverty, neglect, misinformation, and silence. We will take a short break now. When we return, we will discuss solutions. Our families, schools, communities, governments, and NGOs can work together to save the future of every girl child. Stay with us right after the break. For too long, women were told to stay quiet, to endure in silence, to face challenges alone. But silence never defined us.
Women are actually one of the best peace builders you can come across, because they will build peace in the home front, they will build with their children, they will build in the community, they will build at their meetings and in their churches.
Across Nigeria and beyond, women are breaking barriers, from entrepreneurs building thriving businesses to mothers transforming communities to everyday women.
Women's World celebrates all sides of womanhood. We share untold stories of women from pain to victory.
This is more than a show. It is a platform for women to be seen, heard, and to be empowered.
Every story matters. Every voice counts, because women are empowered to change families, communities, and the nation.
Join us as we showcase women's untold stories.
From pain to victory.
This is Women's World on Global Television.
Your story, your health, your power.
Welcome back to Women's World. Earlier, we examined why many girls find themselves on the streets and how child hawking can expose them to exploitation and trafficking. Now we move from identifying the problem to discussing lasting solutions, because protecting girls isn't only about rescuing victims, it's about preventing vulnerability in the first place, of course, Kike.
Still with us is Ambassador Roselyn Dixon. Let's continue this conversation. If you could change one thing immediately to protect Nigerian girl child, what could that be?
Educate her. Once she's in the school and you give her that education, she owns the whole world.
Okay, yeah, that sounds very appropriate, as in very just very familiar, because I know that because one she's a lecturer, so she just knows that education is the key, and with that, that's actually very true, because like I said, train a child, empower a girl child, to empower the nation. So I totally agree with your point of view. But how important is quality education preventing child trafficking and child labor? Because these are two things people take advantage of. I want to train the girl child, and rather they are dragging them into child labor. So how can that be traced easily so the child does not miss the line of the quality education that she deserves?
Yes, once a child is trained, she knows what is good and bad.
Okay.
She will know when they want to talk her into what she doesn't want at all, unlike the person that is not educated.
Okay. I see. Well, some girls, just like you said, once she's exposed, because exposure is key. She's no longer naive to when someone is trying to take advantage of her. Well, some girls leave school because of school fees, because no poverty, like I mentioned earlier, is a key problem, and then or basic learning materials, because they don't have to meet, and they want to meet one uncle. I said, don't worry, come on, buy. It's not that pencil or that crayon that you need to, or your like fee, you cannot pay. Yeah, give me or come, that's one thing they use. Pedophiles do that a lot, and that's the problem we have in society. How can communities step in before they become vulnerable because of the poverty? They become vulnerable to the streets, because the streets won't say, maybe they see a girl child crying to say, me probably have been done with what I'm supposed to do in school, but I don't have the writing materials. My father cannot afford it. My mother cannot afford it. How will society or individuals who are well-to-do help these children not be taken advantage of by this lack of provisions from the parent side?
Yeah, like I earlier said, is to engage the girl child in education. Once the child is in the school, and then the community supports them by paying their school fees, by buying all those materials, the child will be focused on what he's doing.
We hope that this gets. I think one thing we need to deal with first is the environment, the people, because parents sometimes say, I have no choice. How can we support struggling families without exposing their children to danger? Because I know there are provisions for their higher education. There's the NELD fund, which is supposed to give avenue for people to go in because there's no provision of funds. But parents who cannot access such things and their children are desperate to have a better life.
I think these questions should go to organization, since you have
that's where I want to ask. I want to come in now. Like as I said earlier, we give the parents, we empower the parents. Once the mother has something doing, she'll be able to train up her child and do other things.
Okay, well,
so we in our NGO will give our women skill acquisitions. They learn, then we empower them, we give them money to trade so that they'll be able to fetch for their children. Yes.
So what role should religious leaders, the community play in protecting vulnerable girls?
The same role that we NGO are doing at what they are supposed to do. And then they should preach to them what is good and bad and put them in the right line of humanity.
Okay, I like the fact that you mentioned humanity. I always keep talking about humanity because if you have a human face, I know that you need to distinguish between good and bad. As a human being, or as a man or a woman, you will be able to also come in to save situation of the child and not allow people to take advantage. I like the fact that you mentioned that, but mentorship is very important. You've mentioned the role of society, that's through NGOs, through religious bodies, through traditional leaders. How can they understand that they are role models to these children and then be able to walk them through? Because it's important for young girls to have positive female they look up to. So how do we have those girls understand from your NGO's point of work? Because you said you send them to school. Do you teach them about mentorship, people they should look up to?
Yes, we teach them.
Okay.
You even ask them, what do you like, who do you want
to be like?
Yes.
Okay.
Who is your role model? They will tell you. What do you like about that person? They will tell you. So you now encourage them. If you work harder, you will even be better than that person you are talking about.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so quite important, Kigai. I want to state that.
Many rescued girls struggle with emotional trauma. You know, after going through trafficking or child labor, the experience is still there. In as much as they try to erase it from their memory. How important is counseling and psychological support during rehabilitation?
It's very, very important to counsel them. Once you counsel them, you talk to them, we call it heart-to-heart talk. They will be able to loosen up, they will be able to come out of their shell, then you'll be able to gradually bring them into the society. So when they come into the society, you encourage them to participate in what they are doing in the religious activities, in going out for sport, music, cinema, all those things. Gradually, it will fade up.
Like how many girls, your NGO, how many girls have you saved?
We've saved close to 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's from child trafficking?
From child trafficking,
child labor?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And
I'll still have some in the school, a lot in the school. We'll have a lot in the school.
Okay, so why we look at the rescue mission? Because I also call it that way, because in the rural areas, that's where I have a concern.
Yes.
Rural areas is where I always advocate for NGOs to pay attention to and look out for girls who don't have help. You know, because the urban cities, of course, they have rich parents, are educated, you know, but the rural communities where there's poverty, you know, it becomes a problem. What's your plan? What's your NGO's plan? I'm not just saying your plan. What's your NGO plan in terms of getting out or stretch this number you've actually met your target so far to see that there's more rescue mission? Do you do prep talk or pet talk or what's the talk now too? Just like you said, that one is heart to heart. Do you look at scenarios and sit to this parent and say, you know, this child can do better?
Yes.
Why not look at it like that? I know there's poverty.
Yes.
But come to us, we could give you vocational training, vocational skills to help you instead of putting this child on the streets. Is there a way you do that?
Yes, we'll do that. We'll go to communities. Like we'll have a Durumi community. We'll go there to do one-on-one talk with them. We'll go to Gishiri community. We'll do one-on-one talk with them. And there's this other child, after talking with her, and I ask her, what do you want me to do for you? He said, Mommy, we don't have toilets in our school. Where's your school? He said, LEA Primary School, Gishiri. So we went there with my team, and we renovated the hotel, I mean, the toilet for their child. If you go there today, our name is written there.
That's beautiful.
Yes, so we'll go to villages too.
You know, let me look at it. Before we even get into the child labor, child trafficking, the girl child is actually going through a lot of phase and challenge in the rural communities. Like you mentioned, the toilet just brought my mind to something around the girl child, menstrual hygiene, which is also something you look at as well. Exactly. We need to also get a child to understand self-care.
We do that.
Okay.
Yes.
I like the fact that you do that because self-care will also keep them in awareness.
We take all those things to them.
Yes.
We teach them how to use it.
Beautiful.
And become more neater than the way they are.
Okay, so it makes them stand bold and presentable, so they understand their rights.
Yes.
Okay, because that's become a problem today. Well, let's look at policies. A lot of policies needs to also come out to play if we want to get it right. What policies would you like the government to strengthen better to protect the children? Because of course we have the Child Rights Act. Aside the Child Rights Act, which is something they use as a guide to, which has been implemented so far in some scenarios. What other policies do you think can ensure that the child is out of the child labor? You know,
the government policy is the only one that is our guide, and there's nothing we can do anymore in respect of that. So we follow their guidelines too as an NGO.
Okay, so far the implementation level, has it worked for you?
It's slow. It's not working. We do most of the job ourselves. From my family, from you, every other person that cares about.
But you have international donors?
Not yet.
No, okay.
Still trying to see if we can get. Yeah.
Well, because that should actually play a key role.
Yes,
because becoming a burden bearer is not an easy one to deal with.
Yeah.
So that's our concerns are to what how
you must have a passion to do that.
And a part, of course, you just because if your passion does not drive, just like our daily lives, you don't have something that keeps you or that you're passionate or you like, you cannot keep it going.
Exactly.
Yes.
Once
in a while,
what motivates you?
Yes.
What's the motivation behind?
That's a good question.
What's the motivating factor?
You know, I come from the family of 5, and I'm the only girl child.
Okay. So how do you deal with the soldiers? I'm surprised you're a dumb boy. Because I expect girls who are around the boys to be a tomboy.
So I become the mother of the house.
Oh, I see.
And my mother is this kind of one that is so disciplined that he must give you work to do so that you not even look outside.
Okay.
So that's also, nurture me very well. Then when we go out like that, we'll go and visit some of our neighbors and the rest, and you see the way they are doing, they are loose. They are not doing anything. I say, but me I used to wash clothes for my brother, so I used to cook. If you don't do, mommy will beat you. Why? They say, no, this. I say, no, you have to do it too. So growing up, I was already nurtured to do that.
Okay.
Then when I got married, then there are children, they always come around, we play with them, like that. I don't pick interest in them. I'll begin to ask them questions, they'll be answering me, and I'll see some, they will cry from school, and I'll start going to their houses. Why? What is this and that? That is why I started my NGO. I said, I want to talk to women and children of how life is supposed to play out in the society at large.
Well, this is actually a very passionate cause. So I was looking at to say, okay, since you're from a family of all boys, you're going to go have your minds around the boy child. But it's good that you came into the space for the girl child, because women are powerful.
Yeah.
We can't take that away from us every time we see all this. But let's look at how can schools identify girls who might be at risk before they eventually drop out of school, drop out or get in line with those risks. Because in school, because of course you're a lecturer, you have a full classroom. You understand your students based on their performances. You can read them psychologically and tell. So how is it easy for you to identify the one who needs proper or little more attention, or others that like you give others, so that they don't drop on the wayside while they are building themselves?
You can easily identify them. Like some of them that do well, you see them dropping by their grade.
Okay.
You will notice it. You call them to ask, why is it like this? You were like this before. Why is it this thing like this now? Okay. Then some of them withdraw from school completely. You don't see them. If you don't see your student 1 week, 2 weeks, you should be able to ask after her.
There is a problem.
Yes, you know that there's a problem. So your attention being in all of them, you know what they are capable of doing.
Okay.
That's how to identify it.
This is in terms of academic performances, but both sides. Okay. That when you sound, that means you're really friendly with your students.
Seriously.
Yes, once they don't see me 2 days, you start seeing calls. Mama, you didn't come today. What happened? We are missing you in the class. Because you just have to be their friends. Once you are friendly with them, they can tell you anything. And you can bring them up well. Yes.
That's a way to go. It's like, so it's not just about education, it's also about the mental and psychological state of this. Well, many NGOs are doing incredible, just like yours are doing a fantastic job. How can government and private organizations collaborate? We've said that over time. And you said you're still looking for donors to come in to play. But we understand these challenges. In the case where you're still looking forward to getting support, how do you source for funds to cater? Because of course there are needs. Just like you said about the hygiene side, in the rural communities, you make provisions. How have you been able? How old is your NGO? Let's start from that first.
My NGO is 12 years or thereabout.
Wow, that's a decade and two.
Yes.
And 2 years.
I source my fund from, I work in FCT. I use my salary. I go to meet friends. See, we are doing this program. Oh, please support us. The church, communities, leaders, like that. That's how I source my fund. Sometimes we even write to partner with all these big organizations. But they keep telling you they are coming. Yes, you have a good this, that, and you will not see them. So that's how I source for my fund.
So does this deter your confidence level or your drive to what to do? Because sometimes when there are challenges like this,
I keep moving on. That one day the international community will find us out.
We recognize your job because it's actually very commendable to see that you're out for the girl child. But let's look at every year we celebrate the girl child. There's the International Day of the Girl Child. There's the Women's Day. Even the men are fighting us, but we're talking about it. There's this also day for a girl. But like I always tell the male folks, there's the International Day for the men. There's Father's Day. There's all of those things. So for people to start paying attention to those things, because women pay attention to those details. So what should we be looking for differently? Because every year we look at advocacy for hygiene, just like we've mentioned, advocacy for education, advocacy for wellness of the woman, her mental state. For the men this year, June was the man's mental state. We've looked at child births or child, postpartum, all of those things. Do you have like a team in which you run with each time you have programs that guide your drive to what you want to achieve with the girls who are vulnerable, are also into child labor?
Yes, we have a team, we have partners that are into the same line of NGO with us, that will work with them and will create programs for girl child.
Okay, interesting.
Interesting, yeah. Actually, for viewers who want to help, what practical ways they can support vulnerable girl child without unintentionally encourage child hawking?
We can support them through our NGO. Send us money so that we can be able to put them in school, get them all the materials they need to work with, and they can also try to support the staff and the rest so that we'll be able to live well and take care of them.
Okay, as someone who has spent many years, you've spent a decade, right? A decade and two, serving women and communities. What keeps your hope alive despite the challenges?
Once you see a girl child out there doing well in education, or is doing well, like society, what we are doing now, like what it makes us happy that yes, truly we are doing a good work. Yes. Encourage us.
Okay, well, we're looking at a girl child who, just like we mentioned, the role model. Role model is key. Yeah. And I want to speak to you. This is more like a commendation and not like a question to you. It's been fantastic for 12 years. And we're wowed by your work. And we want to see how you keep pushing this to more years to come. We trust that the NGOs also find international donors or individuals can just say, I want to be, a philanthropist. Come support your work. But for women who are watching right now, what's your message to the average Nigerian parents who believes that in the interim while we're trying to survive, because we have people who are selling akara on a daily to feed, we have people who have the daily needs, that's provision stores and all that, and someone wants, this isn't for corn. And everything. You see young children, and of course we're getting to the holiday season. You see a lot of children on the streets. What's your words that Nigerian parents who is also trying to survive, that they should do differently instead of putting the child on the street?
Yes, like as holidays are approaching, schools even organize summer lessons even in the church. They organize program. They should be able to put the children into all those ones so that to prevent them and you'll be able to watch them closely.
So for those who can afford summer lesson, what do you want them to do themselves?
For them, while they are learning, you should always go there and check what they are doing. It's very important.
So through your NGO, is there a provision for skill acquisition training?
Yes.
For this holiday season?
No, I don't have for this because I'm traveling. So I didn't prepare for this season. Yeah.
So are you saying other
once in a while we do.
So there's another platform to take up, because it's a collective responsibility.
Yes.
Of course it is.
And we cannot just let it slide because one person is not going to be available.
Yeah.
If we want to catch them young and get them on track on time, we need to look for provisions to get them. Because of course the holiday season we're getting into, and a lot of children will be traveling. Traveling here and there. So what's your
boils down to money. If you have the financial strength, we can organize people, even whether I'm here or not, they can continue their work, but they need money to push on. So that's our
major challenge.
Weak point.
So apparently, funds is the main challenge.
Major challenge. Yes.
Aside from fund.
Human resources everywhere, we'll have them. We'll have them. Once the fund is there, the work is okay to go. Yeah.
And if you have anything,
well, it's been interesting because we need to also understand that I like the fact that you said you're partnering with NAPTIP and you're doing a whole lot of things. NAPTIP is doing a fantastic job when it comes to this trafficking challenge, and I like the fact that you're not just sticking to health or the hygiene thing. You're looking at the child labor and the way of integrating the children back into the society. And it's good enough that we also have you talk about education being the solid rock or back rock to girl child standard. I don't even deny that, because for Kiki and I, if we're not educated, we'll not be sitting down here to talk on this issue, because there's self-awareness. Self-awareness is what has kept us today, notwithstanding the challenges we go through on a daily, and it has kept us. So going forward, I want to talk about the issue around how we can build safe nets. You know, we've talked about the child trafficking thing. For me, I'm really still worried, because there are a lot of children who still are passionate about wanting, because with the Gen Zs today, a lot of them are really creative.
Yeah.
And also social media is a concern.
Yeah.
AI is a problem. The problem and I'm trying not to make it look bad, but for everything that comes out, there's always the good and the bad side.
Yes.
So how do we walk around children to understand the positive energy that comes with all of these things, the social media, you know, because people could get misinformed through certain things. How do we guide these girl children or children generally to be careful on what they feed their minds with, especially this holiday period? Because I'm really worried about the holiday season.
Just to keep talking with them, just to tell them the bad and the good side of the social media. That's all. If not, you can't stop them.
Despite parents code and security measures we put out on our phones and our tabs, some children I don't know how they learn to crack.
Oh, my son, we just crack it now.
So that's why I have a concern.
So me, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to learn that one.
Take advantage of this technology to get to them. That's why I'm worried about that coming to play. Is there a way? I'm looking. Okay, let me propose this to you. Is there a way you can look out for tech organizations who can work with you so that you can have these children being properly managed or being prepped on what to look out for in the social media space?
We'll look into it.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's been a wonderful conversation, and you know, we've learned a lot about girl child and the signs to look out for, especially close relatives, and when the girl is withdrawing, what we need to do as a mother. You need to be close to your child so that you'll be able to take notice of little changes in the girl child. So today's conversation reminds us that every girl child deserves more than survival. She deserves safety, education, dignity, and the opportunity to dream. When we protect girl child today, we reduce poverty, strengthen families, and build safer communities tomorrow.
Well, at Women's World Today, we believe that no girl child should have to choose between education and survival, or between hope and exploitation. Protecting the girl child is not just a family responsibility. Reasons why we've been talking about this for the last few minutes. It is a national responsibility, and we must take advantage as individuals, as a society, as a parent, as a civil society person, as a traditional leader, as a religious leader. We've seen a lot of funny cases, but please, it's time for us to know that it is a responsibility to hold on to, and of course our sincere appreciation goes to our guest who's been amazing with us here in the studio, in person of Ambassador Princess Rosalind Dixon, for sharing her knowledge, her passion, her commitments with us, because it shows that 12 years is no joke at all. And of course, she said in our conversation with us, she's had 50 girls saved. That's a huge number to start in the last 12 years. And we're saying we wish her all the best, Kike. And thank you so much for your time with us. Amazing job you're doing. We're going to see how we can keep dragging you into this. So we see that the safety net is there for the girl child. Like I said earlier in our conversation, when you train a girl child, you train the nation. So it's better we have this at the back of our mind, that the more what you have done is just a tip of the iceberg, and you have a lot to go for you. Thank you so much for coming to share your wealth of wisdom with us.
All right, this is Women's World. Join us again next time on Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV and 276 on Star Times. To stay connected, kindly follow us on all our social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG.
And Kike, of course, we're also on Free TV. We're also on Free TV, so feel free to go on the free. I know we love free packages. And I am Anita Patrick. Thank you for staying with us. Bye.